Telltale's The Walking Dead is something that just defined the decade of the 2010s. It brought a developer that was moderate in success of creating things with other people's IP to very big success doing exactly the same thing, and became one of the leading developers creating single-player exclusive content. It doesn't feel like I should be saying that, but everything else in the decade and leading up to that point and beyond has included an online mode. Everything has a bit of online. Ooh, there's a bit of something we can add here to make it online. We can add that and it makes it online. We can have online integration with blah, 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 blah. And it's all fine, but Telltale were basically the only ones doing, okay, we're going to do single-player narrative-driven stories, and that's it. No wonder they went bust then. I mean, yeah, I could take that route, but I don't want to. I don't think that's really anything I need to say. Telltale's The Walking Dead is a very, very, very strange series to me because, well, season 1 of the episodic adventure thing is something that's just so... If you've played it, you know why I'm trying to dance around this, but it's just so good, and it has no right to be that good. It spends so much time explaining and doing every little bit to make you feel for characters, and it does it so well. And it does it with just basically the same things that you had with every LucasArts game that Tim Schafer worked on. Grim Fandango, yep. Monkey Island, yep. Full Throttle, yep. Though you didn't get to kick a man in the balls. I'm glad about that. With an updated version of that very basic tool, the story just goes and seeps into you. You doing very little to the actual game, the tension, the adventure that is season 1 of Telltale's The Walking Dead is just so brilliant. It invites you in. It brings you into a series that is just so alien to us. Well, I say it's alien. We probably know more about the zombie apocalypse at this point than we do about Mercury. Though beyond the first season, you start to get the Walking Dead syndrome, as I will probably call it. It's just plodding along. It's plodding along in such a fashion that it's trying to wrap up a story and continue it, and wrap it up and continue it, and wrap it up and keep going, without really letting questions go unanswered. It's fine to leave 1 or 2 questions unanswered, at least for a while. You can just leave something. The Last of Us would be brilliant if it just left it. No sequel, none of that business, no TV show, just go for one game, have the questions hanging in the air, and leave it. We don't need to create long, prolonged series about every single detail. But nonetheless, let's throw it up in the air. Let's end Breaking Bad after 5 seasons, leave it for a bit, and then come back and do a film that was entirely unnecessary. See, this is the biggest problem I have with The Walking Dead, or Telltale's The Walking Dead, or Skybound's definitive edition of the Telltale Walking Dead series, something others, and
Did you kill it?
Jesus Christ, it's a prolonged title too. With the first season being so good,
She was a monster.
so good that it makes a grown man cry. It makes a grown man still a bit
I want my parents to
when he thinks about it. It's just that goddamn good. And then you go on, and you go on, and you go on.
What should we do now?
And it's fine. It's fine for exploring the world, but is it really doing what the first did? Is it adding to that experience? Not really.
Stay close to me.
Not entirely, no. But, you know, the rest of it is fine. That's the biggest problem I have. It's just fine after season 1. Yeah, I like Telltale's The Walking Dead. I think the formula worked for the first season. It moderately works for season 2. By the time you get to season 3, it's just become standard. By the time you get to the final and 4th season, you're just going, right, we going to do the whole Walking Dead experience of 11 seasons? No? Oh, thank Christ. And I don't know how to really address the whole series without saying, yeah, that first season, brilliant, best thing you can have. And then you just go to the...
I don't want to sleep in the treehouse tonight, but
It's
I don't
just-
know if I should leave. What if my
I don't
parents
want to
come
say
home?
I'm bored of it by season 3, but I'm not entirely interested by it either. I do have a minor issue, which is the audio mixing, at least in the first season. There's just a bit of... There's something about every single line that's either too goddamn loud, or it's a little bit quiet and it's a bit far away. And then there are lines that just start almost halfway through a word. You'll be starting something new. It has that.
I'm Sean.
Here is bad audio editing. Here's very, very, very bad audio editing. Almost as if someone's moved up the fader halfway through the phrase that's being said.
I'm not a dad.
And then it just sounds... It sounds so jarring when you think about any other editing. I know, no one else would notice this. No one else would go, oh, but that's a bad thing. Well, it's not a bad thing, but it's not exactly comforting. Sitting, playing it again this morning as I talk, I just had a bit of... Yeah, that's very, very jarring. That's very jarring to... How did anyone like this? And it's not a discredit to the actors. It's not a discredit to anyone in particular. It's just... It feels off. And I don't know if it's
Babysitters go? I'd say our parents don't give a
nostalgia
shit.
that patched over that in my head, or if that was always the case. It just feels like there's something a bit off about the whole audio mixing experience in the definitive edition. However, and this is the important bit, I still love the first season. I cannot say a bad word about it. Okay, yeah, it's a bit sometimes, and it does over-dramatize things. Melodrama hammers, as I often mention when it comes to David Cage. And it's just a
man.
bit
I'll catch you tomorrow.
fine in those
It
moments,
was nice to meet you.
but the ending is just so...
God is okay.
It feels like you're getting stabbed,
Here too.
Been quiet
and
as
it's
usual the past couple
just
days.
really, really good. Really, 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 really good.
Without Chet.
And that's coming from me, a man who's very, very hyperactive all the time. And I can sit down and go, yeah, that rather slow and
Glad he could be
ponderous bit of story.
your daughter then,
It's just so good. It feels so good.
honey.
Yeah, the rest of the whole series is a bit
Yes.
there. But that's The Walking Dead for you. You can like one season of the first 3 and then suddenly it just goes off a cliff. Oh, but it's so great. They had millions of viewers and all of this. Yeah. It was also shite after season 3, wasn't it?
Let's have a look.
Bastards killing Herschel.
Yeah, this is swollen to hell.